The camera is in the unsteady hands of a prisoner, but the apparent scene is still startling. Convicts in a southern Russia penitentiary being recruited to fight the Kremlin's war in Ukraine, according to a witness. It's an offer being made in cramped prisons across Russia. One prisoner, like many in this murky underworld it's rare to glimpse inside, wanted his identity hidden as he explained the deal.
Rapists, pedophiles, extremists, terrorists are not taken. Murderers are accepted.
Какие условия contract? What are the terms of the contract?
Amnesty in 6 months.
Что по деньгам обещают? What kind of money are they promising?
Somebody talks about 100,000 rubles, somebody about 200,000.
Russia's small victories in this war have come with huge losses, and after about 6 months, regular soldiers have been hit hard, with up to 60,000 Russian dead or wounded troops, say Western officials. So now Russia is making ugly choices in its ugly war, sending convicts to fight. But for this prisoner, with years left on a drug sentence, joining up swaps certain incarceration for a slim chance at freedom.
If it's real, then I'm all for it. It's either be in prison for 9 years or get out in 6 months if you are lucky. But that's if you are lucky. They can promise one thing, but in fact everything will be different. This is Russia.
Since the start of July, from multiple crowded prisons inside Russia, like this one, whose dank cells are shown in activist video, inmates have told relatives of an almost identical offer made by apparent private military contractors. Military experience is not essential, and monthly pay can be up to $3,500. A 6-month tour leads to an amnesty or pardon. But first, there's usually 2 weeks training in southern Russia. And then often there is silence, as the prisoners disappear in Russia's grey zone of expendable contractors.
Now we have information that they want to recruit about 2,000-3,000 of prisoners. And for example, if they will die in this war, they will pay 5 million rubles to the family of this prisoner. There is no really contract. There is no really guarantee to protect their rights or their health or their lives.
Sometimes the offer comes with fanfare. This helicopter flying recruiters to one prison activist said, these are convicts, yes, but they still face agonizing choices, weighing a shot at freedom against a violent death. One prisoner explained his decision to his brother in these texts.
I'm going. Don't tell Mother either way. It's better that way. Or else she'll worry a lot and react to every piece of news.
That's it. We will react to every news. If you tell us where you are or what you're doing, we will be calmer, as at least we will know where to look.
Even I don't know that. Everything will be decided on the spot. I do know we're going to the 12th prison, and once gathered there to Rostov for 2 weeks, where there's a center, and then to the territory. I am willing to go. Lots of options, but there's only one. That's why I agreed.
Another prisoner's sister describes how he almost vanished after receiving the offer.
There's no definitive proof he is in Ukraine. He rang his mother on the 10th and said he was in Rostov. And to all of her questions he replied, "Mother, I can't talk." Before she was glad he should go, as he would get money, but now, when I talk to her, she's afraid. All have the same scenario. Their men ask them to send their passport details so they can get their salaries. And then there is silence.
What contact there has been darker still. 2 wives of prisoners sent to the front from one St. Petersburg prison say they've been contacted and told that their husbands lie injured in a hospital in separatist-controlled Luhansk. And that a total of 10 prisoners from that one prison alone are now dead or injured. A mother, has said that she's been contacted by an anonymous individual and told that she can soon collect her son's wages in cash.
Russia's regard for the norms of war or even prison long gone.
Now, Wolf, we reached out to the Russian Ministry of Defense and the federal penitentiary system to ask about this, and we received no reply. But as estimates of Russia's losses on the front line grow, it is a stark sign of where they're frankly having to turn, because it does appear the Kremlin are very keen to not order a general mobilization across Russia to replenish their ranks, and so turn to some of society's darker individuals. Wolf?
Nick Payton-Walsh, excellent reporting as usual. Thank you very, very much.